we go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Drone Out. Legal notice: any views expressed by any of the guests on this show or hosts are personal and may not reflect the views of any participant of the show.
I've noticed, Jack, that when I'm on the show, you said that's the first thing that you say. Yeah, last week that didn't come out until round about the end of the show. Just feeling a little bit,
It's your welcome. Anyway, for saying that, you're joined by Andy RC.
Good evening, everybody.
Andrew Frank.
Hello.
My little Tone Star.
Bonjour.
And I'm Jack Bright Till I Fly. How are you doing, guys?
Well, I was all right, but my eyes are starting to hurt because of that shirt.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh my God. Can you just take it off? Do you want to just be like topless during the show? Surely that's better. Can't you put a dressing gown on or something?
If it's not nipples on his shirt, it's like making my eyes go funny now.
I actually wonder whether it's like any better in real life, though, to be fair. If it's doing that to a camera, what would it do to one's eyes?
Well, that's why I do it, you see, to hypnotize people.
Is
Spend more money.
That's
how it works.
I'll go get a hoodie and stop you moaning.
I never thought having, like, my red keyboard is putting me off so much. I can't type on it. I can't.
Show everyone your keyboard, Jack.
Horrible.
Come on.
That's not even default.
Is it like a special gaming keyboard that's got 0 latency, but the downside is that it's bright red constantly or something?
It's just, that's not even its default setting. It's meant to be rainbow coloured on default, and just something's happened to all my settings.
Very, very Brighton. Oh, that's better. I can see you now. It's not going mental. Dave Story in the chat said, where's Curry? Apparently he's broken his leg and he's on some hill somewhere.
That's not true.
Waiting for a drone.
I'm not part of that news.
That's fake news.
Fake news.
Buried under an avalanche, broken his leg. That's generally how things go, right?
Speaking of fake news.
News. God, there's so much fake news this week, drone-wise.
God. Gatwick's inside job now, isn't it?
I'd like to point out Tony said the G word first, not me.
Oh, Gatwick, right.
Yeah. Because sooner or later, if we have any more of the G word, I'm going to change the name of this show to Let's Gatwick Out.
Well,
all we ever talk about now.
It needs to be talked about, doesn't it? It was in the news again today. So
how's it an inside job?
Well, it was someone who worked there who's disgruntled.
So they reckon that because there was maximum disruption, but there was no
minimum effort.
Minimum effort and minimum evidence. Because there was no evidence, but there was all this disruption. Therefore, it must be someone who has intimate knowledge of how the airport works, so that they can hide behind the buildings at the right time and know all the blind spots. And that's why there are no photos or any evidence of anything at all.
Yeah, because I read there was 300 sightings from police. This is police and staff saw the drone 300 times. Yet there's no pictures, evidence, nothing.
Well, interestingly, there are photos that the police have. It was being reported that the Sussex police have photos of the drone, but they're not releasing them because they're not of adequate quality and were taken from too far away.
What a load of crap.
Which does kind of beg the question of, if it's so poor and fuzzy that they don't want to publish it, then what is
Hasn't it been happening?
You think Sussex can tell the difference between a seagull and a drone?
Hasn't it been happening at other airports, though, like
Ireland, Dublin? Yeah, something happened today. They had to shut it down today, didn't they?
So it was
what a load of cock.
I haven't dug into the details of it, but
why? Because you've got a life, unlike the. Sorry.
Yeah, I've spent the day traveling and meeting people, but yes,
Dublin by any chance?
Dublin Airport Twitter feed reported that they were closed due to a drone incident about 11:30 this morning, I think it was, and then at about 11:45 they were back open again. So I don't know if they were closed before for a while.
What was that? 11?
15 minutes.
15 minutes on their Twitter feed between them saying they were closed and them saying they were open. But I don't know if that's actually how long the airport was closed.
Or did someone just fancy a quick wank in the toilets or something?
I don't know. Maybe it was
15
closed
minutes,
for like...
Jack.
Well, you know. Some of those air hostess. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but 15 minutes.
15 seconds, mate. Honestly, the Virgin Atlantic girls, they're something else.
Jack.
All right, yeah, sorry.
When did you travel on Virgin Atlantic, Jack?
He didn't. He's just a virgin.
That's more accurate.
What's up, Confusion?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I do apologise. I am just trying to amuse myself in the.
It was Norfolk last week, women this week. Who are you going to offend massively next week?
I called them attractive. Surely that's a nice thing to say.
Last week, Tony
I didn't gender specify either.
You guys made me
say girls?
How did you not get in trouble for anything that was said last week? Yeah, I can just say something that is drone related and get us in a whole heap of trouble.
Anyway,
I laughed so much.
Hang on, wait. There's one problem, is that most of my family are from Norfolk. Wales next to the sea and Cromer. Well, they were till they died, but you know.
Did you enjoy it then, Andy, like watching it back?
It was great. It made me think, oh man, this show's better without me, because I was just like laughing my arse off all the way through, and I'm like, I don't know, but and then I thought to myself, especially what you were talking about at the end with shall we say, this is how I will put it, ladies of the night, and how one dealt with, like, how is that all fine?
Probably not. Frank, get us on track.
Yeah, and then there's pictures of me on Facebooks going camping with massive rucksacks. Like 2 days later.
Just saying.
I literally.
Frank, just talk over us.
I wasn't very well, and Tony said something, just one word, and like I laughed so much, and I was sick anyway, but like I actually threw up from laughing because like it was just. I was glad I wasn't on the show because it would have blown out the audio.
Just to cover ourselves, results may vary.
Huh?
Sorry.
Just to cover ourselves, results may vary. Not all shows may cause someone to laugh enough to vomit.
That used to happen to me. I remember I was laughing so hard during ghost hunting, I threw up down a well. which I thought would spur on some ghostly activity due to vomiting on sacred land, but nothing happened.
The thing that made me laugh the most though was like that you saying all of this horrendous stuff, but it wasn't the horrendous stuff that made me laugh. It was when Tony said, "At least it's girls, Jack." Like he didn't care.
Totally got me. I know.
He didn't care about me. He didn't care about anything else horrendous that was being said. It was like, well, at least
I know. Have we learned nothing from 177?
It was so.
Frank, put us on track, please. For the love of it, just talk over us.
Right. Where were we? I mean. So Dublin Airport was closed for some amount of time. It may have been longer than that, 15 minutes, but I haven't looked into it, so I don't know. If anyone has any info, then let us know. But from what I can tell, it doesn't seem that important. Yesterday, they had a parrot at the end of their runway.
What, squawk parrot or one of those drone parrots?
Grey parrot.
What, African grey with the red feathers?
I think so.
I think that's the only grey parrot, isn't it? Hang on, let's have a look.
Anyway, it was a grey bird with wings.
A seagull.
No, definitely.
No, they're white.
with like a parrot beak, not a seagull beak.
I got a light sparkler for MC Creations. Thank you.
Nice one.
He wants to talk about butterfly and helio drama. Does anyone know about that?
I've not been following it.
Something about a llama or something.
What?
Yeah.
I saw Flight 1 posted a video, but I didn't watch it, and it said something about helio is dead or something like that, question mark or something.
Well,
thanks, thank you.
I think from what I gather from Facebook is they put up a development bar graph, which is something that Frank would do for this show.
Bar graph.
Except
so he loves it.
It wouldn't have been a bar graph. He would have been like, no, line graph, and just be viability. Which but yeah, so someone asked a reseller, like, why don't you sell, these boards? And then they posted up the development between those guys and Betaflight. And the Betaflight development seems really live, but the numbers are really low on development nowadays.
What was it saying in the chat? Some people were saying,
I can explain. The Helio team are no more. APO still supporting Butterfly.
Also, to change the subject about me, got a few mentions for me. RDFPV says, what's up, Andy RC? RC this says, sup, Andy RC. And somebody said that they missed me last week. So I am worth something. That's Romanis King. Thank you for that.
We are. What's up, Batwoman, in the chat?
Sorry, I completely interrupted there. Go on, carry on.
You carry on. You
carry on.
It's dangerous to blindly read out stuff from the chat, especially what was with
last week.
What was with the Italians like hating us?
I don't know.
I didn't say anything about Italy, did I?
I don't think so.
Just Norfolk.
It seemed like there were a couple of people being awkward in the chat last week, but we had our lovely regulars being and Patreons doing a wonderful job of
timing them out,
moderating them. Yes, so thank you very much. But yes, so we don't really know what's happened with Dublin, but the fact that it was so quick, I imagine there's not a lot to say about it. Again, same with Gatwick, we won't find out for months, I'm sure.
All years, like 9/11.
Oh God!
Right. You're going to get us removed from YouTube because we're not allowed to talk about conspiracy theories on YouTube anymore.
I'm not talking about it. I just said a date. And Dublin's one of the biggest airports in the world.
That's not true, is it?
It's because it keeps Dublin and Dublin.
Oh my God! Feel free to hit the unsubscribe button.
Thumbs down.
Put that out there. Thumbs down for that joke.
Right. But the other fake news this week, besides...
Not more.
I kind of don't like it when we say fake, because
Donald Trump.
He says fake news a lot, and it kind of
triggered because you were saying true or something.
No,
you want to explain about that?
What?
True fact or something in your videos.
True fact.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oi.
It's underflow.
I like to say
it's double. Sorry for interrupting.
I like to say false news instead of fake news there because it is a thing. Like people get their news from what just people make up on social media now or have misinterpreted,
All right. Well, the other false news this week. There's been all this thing about the 250-gram limit and the government sneaking out changes. Can I just say bollocks? Like there's never been any legislation released, any draft legislation released, anything apart from one tiny little ambiguous comment in the response to our survey responses. Like all the legislation has been very clear that the only thing that being under 250 grams gets you out of is registration. So the registration of the pilots coming in November, that's the only thing that 250 grams has ever been different about. But now it seems like the entire drone community has decided that what we're going to do is we're going to say that the government are sneaking out changes saying that. And it's like, this has always been the case. So it's just really winding me up that we're resorting to the same bullshit that the other side are. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, I get kind of fighting fire with fire. Like, they're making up stuff about Gatwick, so we should make stuff up about the government changing the rules. But I don't think that's a good way to go. I think it's just going to end up.
Yeah, didn't Bruce even make a video about it, like UK legislation? And
yeah, exactly.
I like Bruce, but I don't like it when he says, I wouldn't want to be in the UK right now. It's like, you know, would you want to be
surely you
anywhere,
can agree
right?
with him with the weather.
No, today was too hot. I was sweating today.
Is it because you're northern and
the
like
sun
too
came
hot?
out, I got sunburned.
What do you do? Use an incandescent light bulb instead of
like 15 degrees, and that's it. And NDRC gets
That's
off.
it. Yeah, no, I think it went up to maybe 10 today, and I was like, I was like, man, the coat came off, and then I was just in a fleece, and I'm like, man, I can fit, you know, even the sweating through the fleece. But I think a lot of it was stress related rather than heat related. Although I do love that day, the first time, because we go for maybe 5 months without feeling like the sun can be out, but you don't feel any heat from it. And today was that day I went outside and I was like, yeah, I can feel actual heat from the sun. I always like that day, and that was today. I went out and done a video. It was very well. It was today for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I had it early on in the week, and I phoned Tony.
Last Friday, it was nice. I actually went out and flew.
First time in the year. Well done, Tony. So Underflute says, "Oi, oi, lads. Been a while. Sorry. Where's the best place to sell used quads?"
Yeah, Underflute's selling everything. He's given up.
Oh, we're sorry. Lost
shame.
comrade.
Yep.
So,
why are you doing that?
Drone junkyards.
That was my first thought.
eBay's all right, but you do have like the seller feedback. You get eBay fees, and yeah, usually you get a load of. You don't really know who you're selling to. It might be worth you attending a few more meets and events.
eBay is horrible. I'm trying to sell my bike. Someone offered me 250 quid, and can I drive it to Wimbledon? It's like, yeah, righto. I don't like eBay at all.
The messages I get, I once replied, yeah, give us an extra 20 quid. You can have a go with my mum as well, and then just block them. It's just like some of the offers are unreal.
I know they are.
They are relentless.
I'm gonna say that on my next message.
One guy,
Jack's mum.
Yeah, I had one guy from Crawley like buying this PC, and he wanted me to like drive it to him immediately at 9 o'clock at night. And it was like, I'll give you £100. I was like, no. So yeah, unfortunately, you do get nutters. Gumtree might be a good option.
I think that drone junkyard that's known to be a pretty good place.
I don't think Underfluke's on Facebook.
Yeah, if you're not on Facebook, what can you do? Gumtree's a good bet. You could always try and go into your local pawn shop, see what they say.
Isn't there an app that's like local, and or do you have to give stuff away for free for that? What? No. There's an app. Oh, I can't remember.
Begins with Z, doesn't it?
It's annoying, but basically, yeah, it's like in your local area, and you search by people who are close to you and stuff, and it's like for local pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called? That app?
Free Cycles, the free thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that then. No, you pay for it. Does it begin with a C? I used it.
Damien Barnes said, the UK is going to be as hot as Greece, apparently. Must be pretty crappy in Greece.
You cannot complain. Last year we got scorched, absolutely scorched.
What do you mean we can't complain about the weather? We're British.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we got scorched.
stand-
That's an air conditioning unit that I never needed for like 35 years of my life. And last year we had the hottest year since records began. And yeah, it wasn't it. Yeah, so like it's
then
funny.
Everyone buys them and then makes it even hotter next year, and the hotter next year, and hotter next year, and it's ongoing.
Unless you replace your central heating with air conditioning, I think that's an improvement carbon wise.
Is it?
I think if you use the same thing to heat and to cool, I think vaguely recollections of thermodynamics lectures or something. Anyway, there was 3 bits of fake news this week. False news. False news.
You might as well say bollocks news. You said bollocks earlier on, so.
Oh no, he swore.
Yeah. It's not. Is that a swear word, anyways? Bollocks.
Not in England.
No. Well, it doesn't mean, and I don't think it means anything anywhere else either, does it? Like, I don't think you never hear in like an American blockbuster bollocks like when something.
They can't say it like that.
British.
Yeah. Like the C word when the Americans say it, they're just useless at it.
But so there was the Dublin, there was the 250 gram nonsense. There was something else as well.
What
Gatwick being an inside job? Was that the one?
Oh, Gatwick being an inside job, yes.
And what about the new zones around Gatwick?
So that so that is correct news. Is that the phrase? I don't know. Actual fact.
Fact
real
news.
Yeah, because that's from the TAA.
Yes. So the amendment is on the definition of air traffic zones, I think is the name for them. So the areas around airports where you're not allowed to fly without ATC. You're right there,
sorry to interrupt.
You're having a little moment.
What?
No, somebody said in the chat, man, the chat is going crazy. You guys are awesome. But Dave's story says Spock. That is the app that I was thinking about.
What?
Isn't it just for selling women's clothes? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Andy?
No, you can do.
What you buy from that, Jack?
I actually, I used it to sell a couple of drones because I can't. It's impossible for me to sell drones because everyone assumes that I get everything for free. So if I want to sell something that I actually bought, then I get offered like a quid for it. But that's just how it is. So yeah, I've used Spock before, and what else as well?
I got a big one. Someone read it out while I prepare myself.
I'll dial 2 9s.
Someone read Romus.
Good news about the dude finding the dog with his drone. What an awesome guy, says Romanus King.
What's that story about? Or is that
I hate that bit. It just makes me jump every time. I don't mind the bit, it's the bit. My thumb goes, no, please, no. Thanks, Romus King.
We do need to get him a proper lighter so that.
Yeah, I'd like that.
You just need one of those. I've got one around here. Just a candle lighter that's got a little bit of length to it, you know.
Yeah, Tony's always needed a bit of length in his life.
Only that way, Jack. Only that way.
But yeah. So this was the story that Tony shared this week. It was from BBC News, I believe. Had found it. That
what, the BBC actually said something nice about us?
I know. So there's this group called. What is it? I've already forgotten all these details. Tony, do you remember?
No, I don't.
You've got the thing on your page.
Well, we'll have a look for it. I'm reading.
I'm desperately.
Did they not repeat it every 10 minutes for 24 hours like they did Gatwick? Because surely a positive drone story should
For
be
balance, yeah,
as equal as a negative one,
It's in the
right?
chat.
So this is Drone SAR for Lost Dogs UK. So that's a volunteer group.
Search and rescue.
So yeah, SAR search and rescue.
There's also a video of Tony burying dead hookers. Sorry.
Oh, he lowers the tone every time, doesn't he?
Anyway, moving on.
You love me, really.
It's not fucking true.
So dog went missing. They were hunting for the dog, and they found it using a drone. That's pretty much the story as far as I can.
How did they do that though? Because like,
I think
we need to get them on. Tony, you need to find this guy and get him on.
The girl's really pretty in the image. I thought you'd be right on it. The like, you know, journalistically, not her.
Just shush, Jack.
Mute him. He's got the power to just stop him.
Shovel. I'm sorry.
Are we in a society where you can't say somebody is pretty now? Is that?
You can.
That was fine. It's what I said after.
What did you say after?
Oh, we don't need it repeated.
Just move on. Moving swiftly on.
Has anyone in the chat?
Thing where drones have been good, and you know what drones are good means? International Drone Day and/or mini air show.
Yeah.
And interestingly, mini air show tickets are on sale, and I didn't announce it anywhere, and still people found them and were buying them.
Wow!
So people have been buying tickets. So
weirdly, after I questioned you about it, and then you were annoyed at me.
I was like, the tickets have been up, but I hadn't told anyone because I still need to sort out like Facebook event stuff. It's not working, and I just need to set up like media stuff.
How can anyone buy these tickets?
So
he doesn't want you yet.
It's all good. That all the website has been set up. It was the promotion stuff that I need to set up. But it's miniairshow.co.uk, and then you can click on the flying page, and you can get. So there's a few different ways of doing it, because we know there's a bunch of people that just live nearby and want to come along and just look and spectate, and that's fine. And spectators go free. Some people want to come along and just have a go at the fun fly in the evening. So there is a fun fly ticket for that. Or if you want to get involved with the relay racing, so the team racing that KQRC are going to be running. So we've redone, or we're redoing the layout of the track and everything after me and Greg from Menace went up in December and worked out how to set it up a bit better for FPV signal. So if you want to get involved in the team relay, and then there's a ticket for that, and that will also get you into all the fun fly, obviously. Or if you're coming from, well, actually, you could live next door and still want to go camping. I don't know. If you want to camp overnight, we do have the campsite facilities, so you can get a camping ticket, and that will also get you into the fun fly. So basically, if you buy a ticket, any ticket, that will get you into all the fun fly stuff.
Sweet.
But it depends if you just want the fun fly stuff, or whether you also want the team relay, or you also want the camping, or both. You can buy both tickets. So there you go. There's your options, and you can get them at miniairshow.co.uk.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully we'll all be there.
How many people in the chat are going to join us?
The chat's exploding, man.
The chat stopped on mine.
Probably because the bandwidth can't handle with it. My question is, the racing, is it independent from any series, and was it last year as well? Because I'm not really up on racing.
Because we like the team the team format because it kind of makes it a bit more of a kind of fun thing. Like it's not head to head; it's a bit more of a group laugh than anything. So it's not a part of any series. It's completely separate. It's just a friendly race essentially.
Because didn't I read somewhere? I mean, I've been reading bits and pieces, but I've been kind of like off social media, not by choice, just by it wasn't possible. But didn't I read that iSeries that was at the NEC has stopped?
I think it has. Yeah.
Wasn't that a bit of news
Really?
that came out? Yeah, it's like
Why?
closed. Don't know. I just saw a post that said.
I saw the same post. Yeah, it has
if that's not true, you could be in a whole heap of trouble announcing that.
False news.
Yeah,
I think it is true news, real news.
That's 2 votes for. So that's Tony and Andy are going on the libel case. Just so
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not involved in this at all.
No.
Where's the thing, Jack? Read the thing.
Tony is an idiot. Don't listen to him.
The other thing.
Hang on.
How about if I just say it was just a rumor that I heard on a post and may possibly
any views
not
expressed by any guest on this show are personal and may not reflect the views of Let's Drone Out or any participant of the show. Please don't sue us. We're idiots.
How come you only say that when I say things? You can you're talking about dead hookers. In fact, I think underfluked FPV.
But that's absurd. And do you know what? On the safe side, right, guys, I'm going to move Let's Drone Out to comedy. So we're moving away from science and technology. We're on comedy.
Underfluked here is disputing it. He's saying it was live hookers that you were talking about.
Oh, God.
Not dead ones.
So this is so we're talking about the means of smoking, where you have the glass thing with the water and the tobacco and the pipe. That's what we're talking about here, just to clarify.
Yes.
Any
for tobacco use only.
Any other spellings are misspellings. Moving on swiftly, very swiftly, on to another topic that's vaguely drone related, please.
I have none.
I don't.
Hey, Mako's in the chat. We behave now, everyone. What's up?
Have any of you bought a Cinewhoop for your Cinewhoop challenge?
I haven't yet. I do want one.
Yeah, that is the thing we need to do.
Mate, you're making
you also need to come down and fly your spot, Tony.
When are we doing that? I've got a spot. Are we doing it this Saturday or what?
Sounds good to me.
I have got a spot. Will you have any LDO merch at MA5? That is a good question. Will we, Frank?
Frank stressed out as it is.
Frank, undo your green top. I want to see your shirt, please.
There you go.
Look at that. It just mucks everything up. Wow.
It feels like it's raping my eyes. I don't know whether that's politically correct or not.
Yeah, we gave Jack a microphone.
We probably will.
Sorry, I'm having a bad day.
So, oi, Andy RC, you're northern, but how northern are you?
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. That but for the viewers that don't know, Andy sent over sort of a questionnaire, fantastic questionnaire. I don't know if you could link to it. It's kind of UK based though, but it basically goes through a bunch of sayings and it narrows down to where you live very accurately.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was amazing. All of us did it.
So it's only one question. It's really simple. It's chips, and the answer possible options are ketchup, gravy, curry sauce, or none of the above, which is obviously wrong. So that can tell you exactly where in the UK.
It's got to be south, isn't it?
Exactly. No, it was a bit more complicated than that.
Say that again. Say those words again.
What one's yours then?
So you got ketchup, gravy, curry sauce, or none of the above?
Ketchup for me, South.
I normally ketchup a lot, but now and again I do like to spice it up with a bit of the old chip shop curry.
Yeah, but you did live up north for a while.
Only a bit. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
When?
Anyway,
What, you don't remember that?
I'm a bit confused because I don't call it ketchup. I call it tomato sauce.
Ooh. So there's another questionnaire then. So that can tell you exactly, maybe that's east-west. I don't know.
But I would have curry over everything because I'm curry mad. I love it. So
well,
I don't know what that says. What? I don't like gravy at all. Gravy's never made sense to me.
I know, like Canada, where curry kitten is now, gravy and cheese curds, poutine. Sounds ruder than it actually is, but that is amazing.
Like, wasn't there? I saw the South Park episode about KFC's gravy being like crack cocaine or something like that. I've never understood
liability.
Gravy.
We are not liable for big scary company like KFC.
Well, look, Mr. Frost is way up north, and he has tomato sauce.
Oh, it's broken the system.
He broke everything, Mr. Frost. Oh, look, Mako reactor. I want some sparklers. You can have 2 for your $10.
1 for each nipple, Tony. And hold them there.
She's never going to come back on.
She's got a sense of humour. She works with kids.
I know, but I'm not holding them where the nipples are. There's your sparklers, Mako.
It's fine if you leave your shirt on.
The other one won't lie.
The word ketchup makes no sense because it doesn't explain the ingredients. Ketchup. What?
You can buy mushroom
ketchup.
So you don't call it cake, you call it like flour, egg, sugar thing.
This one won't lie.
What? Yeah, no, but at least
nothing. What? Dead one. Oh, dear.
At least cake kind of has a meaning.
Sorry, Mako.
Ketchup means nothing.
Have you got any more?
Ketchup means
big
the sauce you make from tomatoes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So tomato sauce then.
Say it as it is. Please.
So what would you call brown sauce? Is that ketchup?
Someone take me off the screen.
Okay.
See, I got you there, haven't I? Brown sauce. Is it ketchup?
HP sauce.
Yeah, but it's not ketchup though, is it?
Dave's story. I can read that. Snooty.
What's brown sauce made out of?
It's tomato sauce. Gone off. I do like brown sauce though. Barbecue sauce is really nice.
So we can guarantee absolutely no drone content. That's
no.
LDO.
I've got an exclusive. I've got a couple.
We are not liable.
Are you going to get done again if you say this, Andy?
I've got an You see that box that I'm pointing to there? That one.
Yeah. I swear to God, if you get a community guidelines thing, I'm driving up there and strangling you.
I'm not allowed to say what's in that box, but it's...
Well, then stop talking.
It's really...
now.
It's really...
Now I know how you feel, Frank. Just mute him. Just mute him. I'm muting him.
Don't mute me.
It's for your own good.
I'm not telling you what it is, though.
Okay.
It looks like a controller. Should we have guesses?
Tony, you stop talking.
Right, guess in the chat what it is.
Yeah, no, okay. So this box, I asked today whether I could talk about it today, but it's such a strange story, and when it comes out, it's going to be really interesting. But no, I can't talk about that one. But this one next to it, am I muted?
No.
This one next to it is really cool, so I'm gonna show it you. Okay. And I'm fine to show you this because it's well known of, and I've got permission to talk about it. So.
I'm going to start having this habit where I eat glue or something.
What?
Anyone seen this thing?
Looks like if a Mavic became a stormtrooper.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it looks like.
I actually had to, because I don't
got
know.
the stormtrooper helmet, like visor thing in the front, hasn't it?
Because I don't understand science fiction. I said the word stormtrooper, but then edited it out because I wasn't sure if it was correct. So
well, it's better than what I was thinking. I almost said it looks like a Mavic, a stormtrooper.
What is a stormtrooper? Something out of Star Trek or something?
Star Wars. Oh my god! Even I know that.
You just triggered half the chat. Tony, you need to light something on fire. You've shortchanged Mako react.
Right, all right. I'll light a big one, but I'd hate this popping bit. Is she still in the chat?
Reactra.
There you go. I just call her Mako. Oh my! Why's this gone small now? This is even scarier. I don't like this.
God, don't hurt yourself.
Please, someone.
Live stream in which we see...
there's that bloody popping bit. There you go, Mako. You love it, Jack. You love it. Oh, one of my mates, Gary, he's in the chat. Fusion is now a firefighter. So well done, Gary. You might have to come round Thursdays. It's a good idea.
So you should make a calendar out of him.
He's quite hot. He's just shaved all his beard off, so he's not happy about.
Whatever I've said and what I've
isn't that a song? Whatever you say.
It's sending the chat crazy. Andy,
there you go, Mako.
Look, Andy, yes. Andy, no, just no. Everyone's saying yes, no, Andy. I'm allowed to say what this is. And do you know what? For a podcast that's got drone in the name, the fact that none of you know what this is really quite alarming. None of you know what this is.
It's a drone, isn't it? You found
in my defense, I don't care. But yeah, carry on.
Why do you should care?
Why?
Well, it's not a Mavic.
Let me reel off some.
Does it vibrate?
I
can't believe I just said that out loud.
Yeah.
Look on Frank's face.
It does actually. So clearly it's a folding drone, a bit like the Mavic, but it's got a 4K capable camera, 3-axis gimbal up the front.
Looks very similar.
It's got a the thing is though, any folding quadcopter looks like a Mavic, doesn't it?
Yeah, but no, I was saying the gimbal looks
just get
good.
on with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So this is the FIMI X8 SE.
FIMI.
FIMI is a offshoot of a company called Xiaomi. So you'll probably know Xiaomi. They actually used to call them Xiaomi drones, but they had to change the name to FIMI because people were getting confused between the phones and the drones, because there are 4K capable phones and 4K capable drones. So this is even though it's made by the same phone company, Xiaomi, they call it FIMI. So yeah, 4K 3-axis.
Can you imagine a phone drone? Sorry, I just thought about that. Like
drones exist because of phones anyway.
Yeah, but can you imagine just like having your phone, like, flying around and then
talking to it while
talking
it's in the
on
air.
it, and then accidentally arming whilst you're talking on it.
Brilliant, Jack. I think you should go to Dragon's Den and.
Well, if you own a DJI, you are actually doing that technically. I mean, you're certainly sending all of your personal information directly to them.
In theory.
Communicating.
Don't share that.
You are.
Are you claiming that everyone is defecting?
Well, that's what Faceballs does as well.
Yeah.
Can I have music expressed on the show, etc.,
Can I have a new lighter from the LDO money?
I really get the feeling that you are worried that any word that comes out of my mouth now, is this useful to this show, what I'm showing here?
Yeah, just keep going.
Even
keep
the
going.
logo, like, because it's showing up quite low res on my screen, but that's probably my bandwidth. The
Or
logo
your
looks
shirt.
like DJI on the sort of the end of it, the opposite end from the tail end. From a distance, that looks like the DJI logo to me.
No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be any. It couldn't be any further from DJI.
I agree. It looks more like your shirt than DJI, I think.
Yeah, clearly DJI started the whole folding drone thing, but in the same way that Apple started off the iPhone and then Android just completely took over. Anyways, so
now their phones fold.
let me reel off some specs and you guys tell me how much you think it costs. So it's got a 5-kilometer range.
Too far, legal.
Yeah, but so does DJI. So it's got a 5-kilometer range. It does 4K.
Are we doing the 30. Price is Right rules?
I have no idea what.
Who gets the closest wins something.
But if you go over, then you lose.
Then you got to take a clothing off.
It's got ultrasonic sensor underneath. It's
only
got
one.
Optical. Only need one these days, apparently. Okay. If you speak to Vernon from in fact, he says you don't need one at all. But yeah, just one. An optical flow camera for precision landing.
We've got 299 in the chat, 380, 290, 279, 501 pounds, 199, 600 quid. It's quite a lot of different.
350 is my guess.
499.
So the cheapest DJI Mavic Pro
20p.
that I could find was £624. This costs.
Hold up! I haven't guessed.
Yeah, you did. You went 499.
No, I'm reading the chat out. Mikey Dread says 100 quid.
100
I reckon it's £380. UK.
So you're all under me.
What?
I said 399. You're 380, and Frank said 20 pence.
Right. Who's the winner?
It's £388 or $500. Which
Jack, you got to take an item of clothing off.
Who says that? It's only my shirt left.
It's almost half. It's almost half the price of a second-hand Mavic Pro, and it's pretty incredible. It's fairly new. This is like a prototype version, but it's going to be coming out in I think maybe a week's time.
If it's got all that, that's pretty good money for that, isn't it?
It's incredible, yeah, and the footage that it produces is great as well. So that's my exclusive that I can talk about. In fact, the video is uploading as we speak, so I don't know, because it's 4K though, it can take up to 2 days for YouTube to render it. So yeah, wow. But yeah, pretty interesting company, because whatever they do, they take their time with it, and they seem to get it right where a lot of people rush it and get it wrong.
Are they the same people who made the Xiaomi? Or
they're the same company that. Do you mean the Yi camera? There's the Xiaomi Yi camera that was like that. They're basically a company that just looks at horrendously expensive stuff. So the G word, I'm not going to say the company name, but the G word. So they came out with a camera that at the time competed with that, but at a huge fraction of the price. And that's basically what they do is, but they don't copy. They do things in a completely different way. So I appreciate that, and yeah, so yeah, that's my exclusive. The controller is awesome as well.
Sounds
thing on the right,
like FOMO. the G word.
This is the controller, and
do the little things unscrew?
Ooh.
You can fit.
That's just a controller that went that way to that way.
Yeah, but they've been so clever about it compared. Like, I don't know if any of you guys own a Mavic, but the controller on the Mavic is so clumsy to try and get your phone in. In order to get my phone into a Mavic, I have to take the case off it. You have to mess around with wires. This one has got a little.
It's like a dinner tray, isn't it?
It's got a little indent in there. And this wire just fits in perfect. Any phone, any tablet will fit in. And this is just a completely different way of thinking than DJI. And yeah, I really like it.
Looks all right. What's the plastic build quality like?
Build quality is just amazing for the price. I mean, yeah, I really can't complain. Maybe like not quite as on par with DJI, but we're talking nowhere near DJI money, but similar results,
Without getting you into trouble, right? I have got a question.
What's
that in that box behind you?
No,
that would get me into trouble. Yeah.
Any news on Hubson? Like, what have they been up to?
They released the Xeno, which is a very similar product to this, but it doesn't quite hold its position as well. The Xeno's got a very good camera and gimbal, but it doesn't have the optical flow, the sonar. So basically, it's using like 2-3-year-old technology, which isn't as accurate. So it can't be
just using Dead Reckoning then, or
it kind of like when you buy a DJI or something like this, you can be in like 10-20 mile per hour winds and the thing just sits there like it's a tripod, whereas the Xeno, because it doesn't take pictures of the ground and it's not using ultrasonic, this thing, when you turn it on, it's clicking straight away. You can hear the clicking, and that is it's sending the ultrasonic and then reflecting it back to get an accurate height, which the Xeno doesn't have. But the Xeno is a little bit cheaper as well. So yeah, there's a lot more options out there now than just DJI. There's the Parrot Anafi, which I've got as well, but I haven't tested that one yet. The thing that excites me about the Anafi is the fact that it can look up.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Yeah, and I thought that'd have been cool to have at the cooling towers. Just looking straight up without getting any props in shot.
Yeah.
That was my main thing for that. I want to go back to there and get some cool shots of those cooling towers.
I want to go back there as well. Spring, maybe.
I thought someone had been back there since, and it was not accessible anymore. No,
I don't. I think. I'm sure I've seen.
Anyway.
I knew someone that went there last week.
That's pretty recent.
But what you have to remember is there are always new ways to access places.
Okay.
Wow.
But from what I have learned, the way that me and Tony got in was probably the hardest way.
Oh, great.
And there is a much easier way.
Typical. So we had to run past a farmer with the shotgun, wade through that horrible yellow sludge.
That was. It wasn't sludge, was it? That was
it uranium.
I think it was sheep poo.
It was poo. It was definitely poo. I had to change. Those shoes had to go in the bin when I got home, and
Wow.
and my legs were covered in nettles because I went in shorts, and apparently if you attack it from a different angle, it's just basically all concrete and just the gates that you can open. But we won't go there. But I'd love to go. I'd love to go back there.
We do not encourage trespassing or any illegal activity on this show.
Mikey Dread said he wants to go, so we have to invite him.
This is the problem that we face now, though, because of the G word is sort of like harmless things like that have now become newsworthy. You know, it's. I mean, if we were doing some of the stuff that the guys are doing in America, you know, bouncing off buildings and fly, like, not to mention any names, but people are literally flying their 5-6 inch copters in the street where there are cars, and you know, and we just couldn't do that here. And yeah, it does make me wonder, could we post a video at those towers these days after what has happened?
I mean, you were sweating on the train upload, weren't you? Really?
Yeah, I was, and it's like there are videos out there copying exactly what I did, but before the whole G word happened, so it wasn't a problem, and people are like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And anytime you see someone do something that is, I guess, technically outside of the regulations but safe, people never look at it in a negative aspect. Yet like when an airport gets involved, all of a sudden it's all over the news, and it just makes you think, where can you? I mean, it's never really like worried me, because I just like flying in a field. I just like doing aerobatics. People say that's boring and you have to push the boundaries and you have to be flying through you know, the underneath of trains and stuff like that. And
well, you know what we could do? Use a cine whoop, set up some kind of train track in someone's house or something.
Yeah, get like one of those big scale
that railway at Weston Park.
Yeah. Legoland. Can't go there.
Can't go there.
No, it'd be badass.
Can't go there. Anyone in the chat got any ideas of any guests that we can invite on? Any of you? Right. We got someone next week, haven't we, Jack? Who we got
I'm not too sure how it's going to go down, but this is me trying. But in my recent run, I've tried and I've fallen flat. But hopefully it will be an interesting one. At least it's drone related.
Oh, it's drone related. It's not lawnmowers or anything. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Right. So
Promise King said, anyone with boobs.
We've got Jack. What more do you want?
Yeah. 5.
Andy.
I deserve it because I've been a total dickhead this show.
You haven't.
I have. I don't like stressing Frank out. Frank, the conversation we were having about how quiet it is, and you saying, I wonder if people have been flying, but not uploading.
Yeah, because Jack was saying, oh, no one's doing anything. The hobby's dead. It's all
I weren't that bad.
He's like, no one's ever flying ever again. Everyone's leaving the hobby. Everyone's selling their stuff.
Well, there is a couple of people doing
gloom. There we go. That was word for word exactly what Jack said.
It wasn't. I said exactly public attitudes have changed.
Ignore him. He's taking it all back now.
Oh my God.
I just thought, maybe...
I'm in an even worse mood than I am yesterday. Carry on.
Well, I just thought maybe people are still flying and just not posting it on social media, because that's where kind of the trouble lies.
Maybe it is.
Well, even if someone's flying perfectly reasonably, perfectly legally, like they might not feel as confident posting that video up on anywhere now or talking about it or anything like that, because who knows, like, who's gonna have an issue with it. you know, even if you're perfectly in the right, you might get grief for it. So it might stop people from posting as much as they used to. So just because it's gone quiet doesn't necessarily mean that no one's flying. No. I think
you are absolutely right. In fact,
weather as well.
Believe it or not, like because I see these huge statistics, and like boosting interest, and believe it or not, since the whole Gatwick, Heathrow, and all of that thing, you would think that would scare people into thinking, I don't want to do this. Yet I've seen a trend which really surprised me, that ever since that has happened, there have been more views on YouTube. There have been a lot more sales of drone parts since those events have happened than before. So even though the stories may have been negative, what it has actually done is it said, actually, there are these drone things, and some people might have thought, yeah, that could be a hobby for me. And I think that surprisingly, out of all the negative, they say there's no negative publicity. I think that's kind of what's happened. And I think you are right. People maybe aren't posting more about it, but from what I can see, more people, I think, from a view perspective, I haven't had this many views on YouTube since the hype of the thing.
That's good.
And yeah, so I'm feeling pretty, despite all of this Gatwick stuff, and I know Jack's feeling like negative, and then all of this regulation stuff. I'm seeing actually growth for the first time since the hype began. So it's maybe all of this.
Any news is any
good news. Any news is good news, isn't
not
it?
Is it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that.
No such thing as bad publicity.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's some real stats for you there.
Well, that's really good news.
To put a positive spin on it.
So people in the chat have said they would like, quite a lot of people said Chad Nowak back on, so we could try that.
He's having a bit of a break at the moment.
I know he hasn't flown, but he might want to come on and talk. Exactly.
Well,
Dave Story says he wants Rachel Riley on. I'll see what I can do.
Tony, I would. Two things I would do. I would
imagine if I got her on.
I would suck your dick if you got
Rachel. Oh, like I'd let you. I'd rather you not do it if I got her on. There you go.
And also, if anyone, by the way, the Grace Neutral this weekend is in Brighton at the tattoo convention. If anyone can convince her to tattoo TNY on my buttocks, I'll do it.
Rachel Riley's vegan as well,
Oh, well, she needs marrying to me then.
She's already married to...
well, she can divorce whoever it is.
She got the Strictly curse, didn't she? Is that what they call it? Where she was like engaged to somebody.
Oh, yeah, then they get a dance partner and then they...
What it's come
Is that what happens? Have I got to go dancing?
I ain't going dancing with him.
Let's go dancing.
I mean, when you think about what dancing is, it's a like pre-rich. It's like this is
very physical.
These are my moves that I can do with my clothes on. Imagine what I can do without them.
I've been told many
thank
times
you for joining Let's Drone Out. Tonight you've been joined by Andrew / Frank.
Goodbye.
The liability that is Andy RC.
Why am I a liability? Just because I'm talking about dancing?
My little Tony, who's no trouble at all.
Bonjour.
And I do apologise for my frank and foul mouth, but don't forget I'm heavily medicated and suffering from post-traumatic and possible child abuse. I've been Brian till I fly. Good night.
Thank you, Patreons, and everyone who tunes in on a Thursday. We love you all.
I'm very sorry.
Do you want to give a little promotion of next week's show, Jack? Positive. Think positive.
You can't.
I've had some shit news today. Tomorrow
next week is
next week.
Just turn it off.
Jack's broken.
Turn it off.
Jack's broken. You read
Bye.
Just say goodbye.